How's it, everybody? And a warm welcome to the NFT show. Freestyle Fridays. So exciting. Cade's on his way. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, Joyage Kingdom, you got to subscribe. He's an amazing YouTuber and an amazing guy. Speaking of the devil, let's get
Yo,
him.
can you hear
Yeah,
me? Can you
yeah,
hear
I
me?
can hear you. How are you, my man?
Cool. I'm good, dude. My camera wasn't connected. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
can
fuck
you
was
hear
happening,
me?
but everything looks all set now. I should be good. Everything looks good now, so I should be all right.
Good, man. How's it? How's it? Good to see you.
Dude, it's great to see you, man. It's fucking. I'm just so happy that vlog is done, dude. That vlog just took so much mental energy to finish. I'm just very happy that that's over and it's out there and it's done. And I'm gonna see if I can somehow promote it somewhere so I can get more people to see it because I think it was a great vlog. I thought it was a great vlog.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I saw you posted it, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. And it's one
Oh,
of those that I
good.
wanted to watch properly. I didn't want to be listening in the background. But yeah, I'm
Mm.
looking forward to it, man. I really, really am.
It was a blast, dude. It was a fucking blast. I wish you were there, man. It would have been so much fun to get to generate with you in real life.
And I love New York. Hey, out of all the places I've been, New York is one of my favorites. I really,
Let's
really, really
go.
love it.
Dude, New York was interesting. I've always wanted to live in New York for a while. I can't remember if I said this on the stream last week, but I've always wanted to live in New York, at least for a little bit, just to try it out. And now that I moved to Seattle, it's a bit different because Seattle's just really clean and really nice, and it's a city as well. And I think I just wanted to live in the city, really. And now that I've
Yeah.
lived here for a while, I'm like, man, I don't think I'd ever want to leave Seattle. Like, I love Seattle, and I was ready to come home. But I mean, I liked New York, but I was ready to come home.
Yeah, look, I mean, for me, I was young when I went. I was 19, and I stayed there for 2 months,
Yeah,
and just the vibe, bro, just the
yeah.
just that life, that buzzing. You know what I
Mm.
mean? There's always something going on and something
Oh yeah,
exciting, and it's like, adrenaline. It's awesome. I really, really dig it.
yeah. It was very cool. I got to see some people in action in real life, who are just crushing it in real life. Like some of the girls I met, like Lauren Turton, Katie. They're just fucking beasts. They're just beast mode, you know. So it was really cool to see them in person, see them doing their shit in real life, and kind of like I don't know. It was just fun. It was just fun, man. It was really really fun for me. I'm gonna make sure I retweet your thing. I don't know if you posted it on Twitter, but I'm gonna make sure I put it on Twitter as well. There it is. I see it.
Cool. Yeah, you do that. I'm going to jump into the market update.
Do it.
So if we have a look over here, S&P 500 has had actually a decent day, but a shocking first half of the year. So basically, this first half of this year was the worst on the stock exchange since 1970, right? It's like down 22% in the last 6 months, which is absolutely crazy. Um, if we have a look at OpenSea volume, also absolutely dismal. 16 million yesterday, 15.5 million. One thing is, I have noticed that X2Y2 is doing more volume than it used to. They've done
Mm,
20,000 Ethereum in the last 24 hours. So that equates to what, about 2.2, 2.5 million.
there you
But
go.
the other day I saw they did like about 10 million the other day. So I'm starting to take it into account when I look at NFT activity to say, okay, what is X2Y2 doing? And then I guess we got to look at Looks Rare as well, which there aren't figures out. But you got to take that into account, right? Because we
Yeah.
usually, OpenSea was 90% of it. Now OpenSea is maybe 50, 60% in total. So yeah, but still a bit dismal, to be quite honest. If we look at the
Yeah.
crypto markets, um, been a bit of a recovery today, but yesterday was a bloodbath. I mean, we were sitting close to $1,200 dollars for ETH yesterday, or the last 36 hours, and it went all the way to around 1,000.
It went down
And
fast, dude.
yeah, very quickly. And then if we look at Bitcoin also, I mean, they were sitting at about 22,000 36 hours ago, and now they're at 19.2. So a bit of a recovery today,
Yep.
but in the last 2 days has been really quite bad. You got Solana sitting at 32 again. So yeah, definitely blood on the streets, right?
It's blood on the streets, man. I mean, I'm okay with it. I just feel like Uh, especially if this bear market continues, the we're not like. Let me see. Let's see. How can I put this? Uh, I think we're all like waiting on like a big relief rally that goes and moons us, and I just don't know if anything like that's gonna happen. I think we just have to like, kind of get used to just the fact that ETH is gonna like do a little bit and then just kind of like do nothing and then just go back down and then go up and then like everyone's gonna get like I feel like we're gonna get to a point where everyone's just getting their hopes up and then getting let down and let down and let down and let down and it comes up and then it goes down until the point where like, oh, this is just like what it looks like in this kind of market. Like this is just how it is.
Yeah,
Instead of just like getting your hopes up every time ETH pumps to $1,200, like a 20% increase or something. It's like it doesn't even matter at that point. Like if you're buying at 1,200 or 900 when ETH is at $7,000, it fucking matters. No, it doesn't matter at all, right?
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. And I think like the smart guys in the space on the crypto side, they saying like it's gonna be until 2024 until
Yeah.
we see the numbers that we were seeing on crypto again. So I mean, exactly what you're saying is right. We're going to be range trading for a while. If you a degen crypto trader, I think there's a lot of opportunities here to be very short-term playing,
Yeah.
shorting and longing, and you really can. I mean, if you think if it's swinging 20% within 2 days, if you know when to buy and when to sell, you can really do well. I unfortunately cannot be glued to my computer 24/7. So, and that's what you have to do if that's what you're doing. So for me, I would say that if you're a long-term investor, there's no rush to get into any of these cryptos at this point. There's no rush because there's going to be opportunities sub 1,000 for ETH, $30 for Sol, sub 20,000, even a lot lower. They say they can go up to 12,000 for Bitcoin. So there's going to be opportunities to buy in. So don't feel like this is a short window. It is an opportunity to make generational wealth, but it's not a short window. You're going to have months and months to do it. So long term, take your time. There's no rush. Short term, huge opportunities, but you really have to know what you're doing and be dedicated to just short, like day trading crypto.
100%.
And there's a lot of opportunity there, but it's just not my game.
Well, random projects pump. That fucking moon something, that moon dog thing just pumped the other day. It's at like it's sitting at like 0.3 or 0.4 or something. What's that a free mint?
Moonrunners, yeah. So I covered that the other day. If anyone's interested, completely free mint. CCO, no roadmap, no doxing, nothing like that. They have an interesting mechanic where you can every new moon, so once a month, the metadata on your NFT changes. So this month they had the backgrounds changing, right? And then if you can choose to burn your NFT to get human, which is a rare trait, and then other things happen. So there's a little bit of gamification, but I just I don't know. The one that I'm more keen on that was also a free mint is Gossamer Seed. That one is very interesting because the studio behind it have got like 9 Grammys. They've worked on Ghostbusters and they've got Emmys and Emmy Awards, and they're both sitting about the 0.3 or 0.4 mark. I would rather. I haven't. I've been, I get my mindset on something. So a month ago or whatever, it was the Bored Ape, and then now the last 3 weeks it's been a Moonbird.
Oh God.
Yeah, and when I get that way, I sort of get tunnel vision, and then I've been letting go of some NFTs, liquidating a bit. But I mean, I usually would. Gossamer is one that I actually would buy into at this point usually. But I got to the stage where I had like 300 legitimate NFTs, not hidden, like over 0.01 ETH or 0.02 ETH at least. And it's just so difficult to keep up. And I was missing, they had a drop that you had to claim, and I missed it because I was in like 200 Discords. Literally, my Discord was full. And what I want to do is I want to consolidate. I want to try and get out of most of them and try to be in as many blue chips as I can. And there's maybe only 5 blue chips, and be in each of them, be in 5 Discords. And that's it. Then I'll be more comfortable. It was just too much. It was too many.
Why
projects.
though? Like, what's your goal with holding the Bored Ape, holding the Moonbird? Like, what's the point if you're not going to sell it, right? Like, what's the point of being in it? It's just be in the community, be in the club.
No, not even that. Just I believe long term that they're going to appreciate in value.
Are you gonna sell them?
There's a price on everything, right?
What's
There's
the
a price,
price? Tell me the price, bro, for the 40.
The price on the Bored Ape is 2x immediately. So if
Okay.
someone offered me 170 ETH, I would accept it immediately, and I'd change all my branding. And someone, because it used to be a mutant that I had that I really like. I sold at the absolute top, which I was lucky. But it used to be a mutant, and someone asked me, one of the viewers asked me the same question. He said to me, "Will I ever sell my mutant?" And I said, "There's always a price. I don't know what that price is. I don't particularly want to at this point." I bought that at 6 Ethereum.
Dude, that's literally. I remember when it was at 4 and 5 Ethereum is when I was like, man, I got like 2 NFTs I don't even like that I could just flip right now. Right now, I could sell them on the floor and go buy a mutant. And I was like, nah. And I don't know what else was in my head. I remember seeing them on the floor and being like, I could buy that right now. And I just like did it. I don't know what I was thinking. But
so that's what I'm trying to do now. Projects like that I believe have got good upside, like a Moonbirds or like a Clone X, which I do have and I love. Those I'm trying to buy now, but everything has a price. And if it doesn't get to 2x in the next month or two, I'm happy to hold it. And I do believe long term. I hope long term it's going to have value. Also want to say that even though I bought that mutant at 6 and sold it at 42, that is my biggest success story by far. And I legitimately have lost a hang of a lot on all the other ones that I thought were going to be, a 40 ETH NFT and bought at 5 and are now sitting at half an ETH or whatever. So I do want to just clarify that. I mean, I think in this market as we stand now with ETH what it is, I'm probably substantially down overall.
But you also have like, I think a lot of people don't take into account that I think it's not being hidden by like YouTubers and people who are either good traders or like influencer type people, is that they don't really reveal like how they're making money. Like I think a lot of people assume that everyone in the NFT space is like flipping to make all their money and like that's how they're making all their money, and that's not the case. You have your own company and like your own business that you have cash flow in that's bringing you money, and you use, I assume, some percentage of that to do degen stuff, or at least to have initially funded it, right?
Yeah, initially, but now like I'm not turning much like from fiat at this point. I'm just scared. But and I don't really want to put more in. But I will say at the height of the bull market, if I had sold everything in my wallet, I was substantially up, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. If I had sold everything, which I didn't. And even though I sold my mutant at the Pico top at 42 ETH, I never converted it to USD. And that was a mistake. But obviously I never knew what was happening, but I've learned from that. If I ever do a big sale, it doesn't have to be 40 ETH, 10 ETH, 15, 20 ETH, I'm moving it into USD. Because
what about your Moonbird?
What do you mean? No, well now I'm going to buy a Moonbird. Yeah, I'm saying. Let's say that the Bored Ape, I did get a 2x offer of 170 ETH, and I accepted that. I would not keep that in ETH, no matter what the ETH price is. I would pull it because ETH could half again from now, and it might, So I do think a bird in the hand's better than two in the bush. But at that point, I thought that ETH was going to 100,000, going to the moon, So
we all got sold.
But you live and learn. But I mean, theoretically, if I had converted that to USD, I would have been able to buy my Bored Ape just with that 42 ETH, convert it to USD, and then it halved, convert it back to ETH, and then make the play.
Yeah, I agree.
So you live and learn. I mean, that's part of it. But yeah, I mean, so I'd much rather have 5 NFTs in my wallet: a Clone X, a Doodle, a Bored Ape, a Proof, or a Moonbird, maybe a World of Woman. The fifth one could be like a small cap, either Cool Cats or World of Woman, something like that, than have 200 NFTs in my wallet, each at 0.1. Where I've got to like keep tabs on each of them. It's just, I'd much rather have. I think it's also lower risk. I think a lot of these projects that are under 1 Ethereum, maybe under half a ETH at the moment, are not going to be around in the next couple of months.
Yeah,
for the reasons that we've said.
I'm selling the majority of those on the news. I know there's something coming for a couple of projects that I'll probably just it's sad, but I'm like, there's no point in holding this. Like it's not gonna stay afloat in an entire recession if we go that way. For me, I'd rather go risk off for an asset that's not a blue chip. I'd rather just get it out because it just hides the chance that you can buy a blue chip one day. Like I'd rather be able to buy a cool cat than hold this random NFT that might do well, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that does mean that you're missing out. There are some NFTs that go from half an ETH to 10 ETH. You know, everything's got to start somewhere. And all of them. I mean, all of them started somewhere, right? But for now, I'm happy to do it. So Dickens, I actually bought the Moonbird before the sweep. I bought the Moonbird yesterday.
Wait, you did buy a Moonbird?
I got.
Oh, you already bought it.
Yesterday, but I've got nothing. There's no more money left. No more ETH.
Bro, but you said that after you bought the Bored Ape. What do you mean?
Hey?
You said you were out. You were out after the Bored Ape, yeah? I thought you were
but I sold. I've been selling shit. I've been selling a fortune.
You got your Clone X?
I've still got my Clone X. And so I'm getting to where I want, and I've still got my Doodle, so I'm pretty much where I want to be.
Nice.
I mean, the next goal I might need a bull market for it is a crypto bank.
Oh God, that would be.
But that I'm gonna need. I'm literally like I don't have much to sell anymore that's got any value. I can show you my guy. Do you want to see my guy?
Yeah, show me.
Do you want to see my Moonbird? Let me.
Bro.
I just need to because he's. Just give me 1 second.
Here, no, I'll do. Hear about this. I have to do a brilliant honest review for this drink. It'll be 30 seconds. I'll do that while you do this. I'll do it live on the stream.
All
right, here we go. Okay, you're about to watch a live, brilliant honest review of this Mountain Dew Energy for the first time that I'm trying. So we're gonna film this right now for TikTok. This is called Mountain Dew Energy Strawberry Melon Spark. Brutally honest review. Monster shit. Nope. Brutally honest review. Mountain Dew Energy Strawberry Melon Spark. 25 calories. And then what's in this? It's no calling cards that people. Oh, here we go. Caffeine equal to 2 cups of coffee, 5% juice, 0 grams added sugar, zinc, vitamins, and antioxidants. All right, pour this in. All right, here we go. That's okay. That's all right. It just tastes like it fucking tastes like a juice of some sort. It's actually not as it's not as fizzy and sparkling water-esque as most energy drinks are, like a Celsius or Monster Energy. It's okay. Honestly, I kind of crave like the caffeine, the fizzle, the what's it called? Like, you know, the fizzle I'm talking about for all those kind of caffeine drinks. I like that. So I'm gonna give this one like a 14 out of 20. Brutal. That one's brutal. It's good. It just tastes too much like juice. You find it?
Are you getting paid for this?
No, dude. No, I just review all types of drinks, especially energy drinks. I just like the taste of them.
That's hilarious.
Dude, it's brutally honest reviews, baby. Brutally honest reviews, everything. Let me grab my water real quick.
Let me share my screen quickly. It's because it's in my hardware wallet, so I had to log in. What the hell's going on? Oh, it's because we got Dickens' comment there.
All right, what do we got here? Oh, you got a World of
Woman? So there he is. Yeah, I've got a World of Woman, but I paid 7 ETH for her. And I've got a Meebits, which I'm really bullish on. Nice. They're going to do something with them. I've got a Cool Cat. So I really do pretty much. I mean, there's a couple. Admit one, I wouldn't mind a CryptoPunk. So this is my guy over here.
Bro, that's legendary. Scroll up a little bit because our faces are blocking. Okay. I like that, dude. That's clean. That's smooth. That's simple. Like that's.
So you know what the nice thing was? You know what the nice thing about this? So someone I follow, posted it on his Twitter that he was looking to sell his, and he didn't put it on offer. So the second you list it, it loses its nesting. So this one has still got its nesting. It's been nested for 35 days.
Whoa!
So that means it's going to go from a bronze nest to a silver nest. It will be one of the first to get whatever that gets you, which is really pretty cool. The downside of it was that we couldn't do it through anywhere, not through LooksRare, we couldn't do an offer or X2, Y2, otherwise it loses its nesting. So, and he wouldn't let me pay half. And so because I followed him, he didn't follow me. Now he does. So I had to transfer the full amount to him. And those few seconds from when I said, so he's a notable guy in the space. He's got like 120,000 followers. I don't know him personally. I just follow him and I know of him. So, and he just said to me, he said, like, my reputation means more than any amount of money. And, I understand if you don't trust me, but you can. But bro, once I sent that ETH, and he was quick. He was quick. I mean, probably 10 seconds before he sent the transaction. And I thought, oh my God, I hope this guy sends me this movie.
What would you have done if he had just taken it?
The show today would be titled "His Twitter Thing is a Fucking Liar and a Thief," and we would have everywhere. I mean, I would tag him on everywhere. I mean, I would tag him on Twitter and and he does have, he's got a really notable following, and he's a founder on 1 or 2 projects. And so, I mean, I've never done that before. I would rather have lost the nesting, but I was comfortable to do it. But still, when you've sent it and you haven't yet received it, and he was so quick, your heart does sink a little bit,
How much was it? It was like 20 ETH or something, 10 ETH. I don't know.
So I also bought an oddity because he sweetened the deal. I bought an oddity which I've since sold, and I bought yesterday. So nice. I sold that at 3, and I paid a total of 22. So I paid 19 for the Moonbird.
Man, that's fucking wild, dude.
And the floor was 20.5 at the time.
Okay.
But there is a premium. The fact that he's nested for 35 days is a big thing. So I on his side, he didn't have to pay the 5% to OpenSea, and he didn't have to pay the 2.5%. The 2.5% to OpenSea and the 5% collection fee. So he walked out with what he would have gotten had he listed it at like 20.5 around.
And you both win, so that's awesome. I really love that.
Win, yeah. So I got him.
That's legendary.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I've let go of a lot. I'm a big Metaverse guy. I sold some of my Metaverse things at a big loss. I managed to get rid of one of my Galaxy eggs. Someone paid put in an offer of 0.69, bro. The floor's 0.1. So I think someone must have been someone who designs the interior designer, and they have a client who fell in love with it. I don't know, but I've been looking at my offers constantly and accepting anything that's fair. So I'm happy about it for now. Awesome. In 3 months' time, if they're sitting at 10 ETH, I don't know how I'll feel then. But
I don't think so. I have a smaller story.
You don't know.
That's very true. I have a smaller version of the story you just told, which is it's funny that you did a swap, and I've only done, I don't even know if I've done any swaps ever. But basically, I did a swap with, where'd it go? I did a swap with John Lennon, the founder of Dogepound. So I jumped in their Discord and I said, hey guys, I have this Dogepound. Love Dogepound, don't love my Dogepound. I was like, mine's ugly as fuck. Sorry. And so I basically was like, anyone want to trade? And then I saw John Lennon in there, and I put it in as a joke. I was like, yo, John, I'm going to make a review video on Dogepound, bro. You got anything in your vault that I might be able to trade you for? And he hit me back immediately. He's like, yeah, dude, send me the link to his vault. And he said, I've got like 100 or something. He's like, go pick one. And so I picked the best fucking one in the whole thing. And so I got probably I swear to God, this is the top 5 Doge in the whole class. Like, it is clean, dude.
Really cool. Bro. That is really a cool Doge. I have one thing that I don't know that I agree with you on, and that is that I think I have an uglier Doge than your initial Doge.
No way. Let me pull. All right.
Yeah,
you pull yourself, I'll show you mine.
Okay, then we'll get people to vote. I know Dickenza will tell us.
Well, I had to have a good one. I had one. So back in Degen time, back last summer, or in last fall, when NFTs were really new, when everything was very fresh. Like, when did you get in here? Were you here back in the fall, summertime?
When is fall? I'm in
like September, October, maybe like September-ish. Yeah. Okay, so that region, you remember, there was like a different feel. At least for me, I remember there was an aura around NFTs because we were so damn early and no one knew anything. So it felt like I could feel the energy of like NFT. It was just big. Like, there's so much money, so much shit happening at the same time. So I remember when I had bought a Dogepound, I had bought a really fucking awesome Doge, and I basically sold it for a 0.5 ETH, and then the next day something happened and Doge went to 4 ETH, and I basically missed out on on a clean 7x. Basically, is what I missed out on. But I sold my good Doge, and so I knew one day I'd buy back in under 1 ETH, like I promised on my YouTube channel. I did, but I bought like a kind of an ugly one. It was just the one that was there, and I was like, whatever, because I didn't know it would keep going down. I thought it was going to be the cheapest at like 0.8. So I ended up buying it, and I've just been holding it since like it's gone down. I'm like, fuck me. But I like Doge, and so I've been trying to like get someone to trade, but you can't trust anybody. Like, I can't believe you found someone. Like, that's so awesome. And so when I found that John Lennon was like, I'm down to trade, I basically messaged him. I was like, hey, here's the one I want. He said, cool. He sent me this one immediately. He didn't even like say, okay, like let's confirm. You're gonna send me that. He was just like, okay, here you go. He just sent it to me. I was like, wow, I could just walk away right now and sell this one. Like, but I mean, I wouldn't. But all right, let me find the other Doge.
Do you remember in that bear market, it was around September, how everything dropped except Doge Pound? Doge Pound stayed constant throughout that whole thing. They had the JNRY launch. They had all their launch pad. All right, let's show our ugly Doges.
And I can't find it. I don't know why it's like, has OpenSea been messing up for you? Like, as far as activity?
I do have it. That's what took me so long. Even now, it's not great. It seems to be ragging a little. While you look at it, I want to look at what's trending. So you try to find it, and I'm going to put us to the side.
I know I put it in Discord.
All right, so if we look at the last 24 hours, we've got the Possessed, which was a mint from yesterday, sold out. The mint price was 0.3 Ethereum. So the 2x in this market is incredible, and that's where they're sitting at the moment. Obviously, it's the new shiny thing of the week. The real test of time is where it's going to be in a couple of weeks' time. We've got Bored Ape Yacht Club. It has not moved from the 90.4 range for the last 24 hours. We've got Moonbirds, which was sitting at 19 Ethereum earlier today, and we had someone come in and sweep 34 of them off the floor. The floor went to 24.5 and has since dropped to 22.69, where people are trying to take advantage of this pump. Got a Solana project, Degen Town, 6.2 Solana. Mutants also holding steady at 17.8. Other Deeds has slowed down. They had a bit of a pump sitting at 2.84. The Genesis box from Doodles slowly going down and down. They ended up printing out at 0.58 Ethereum. They were sitting around there and have slowly been going down, a huge collection of 24,000. And these boxes will give you traits, accessories that you can use on your Doodle 2, but they do not give you a Doodle 2. They just accessories for it. So that's that, and I still think that's a bit far away. We've got ENS Name Services at number 8. Royal Oak Foundation. I've got no idea what it is. Let's actually have a look at it because something looks dodgy as shit here. Clone X at number 10, sitting at 11.6 ETH. We've got Art Blocks sitting at number 11. Proof Collective, a nice little jump. They were at 70 yesterday, sitting at 75. Duplicator has slowly been going down a bit, sitting at 2.2. Doodles themselves have been holding firm.
Your audio is cutting out a little bit. It's getting choppy.
Okay. How's that?
Say something else?
It seems because of when I open something new in OpenSea. Let me close this.
Yeah, maybe close a couple of tabs. It's definitely just like a little bit, but
okay. And then we got Wizards, which was also a free mint and has been slowly bleeding. Have you found your Doge?
I did. I just found it.
Okay, hold on. So how are we going to do it that they can see yours? No, I'm going to make you bigger. Hold on. I just want to close a whole lot of stuff so that my connection seems better to you.
I can also DM the photo to you on Twitter if you want.
No, I got to make you bigger. Hold on. I'm going to do it. So let's see. If we do this, it should be equal-ish. Oh, no, you're gone altogether. All right. Okay, we're gonna have to do one at a time. So let's you do you.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to show it on my screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're gonna look at yours. That's not so bad as mine.
Dude, what is this outfit, bro? It's like a garbage can bag and like a leaf and then lipstick and the shades are cool, But like the whole thing in general.
What's quite funny? It actually looks like the husband to mine with the lipstick.
Oh god.
Let me show you.
Show me.
Let me show you mine.
Oh Jesus, that is worse. Damn, bro, you got fucked up.
You know that I won when you the one like, oh my god, I can't even look at that.
That's bad. That is bad. I would be butthurt if I minted that one.
I didn't mint it. I bought it off the floor, which is even worse.
What did you buy it
I don't know. You know, I bought it a lot more than what I'm selling it at the moment.
Bro. Yeah, no,
I've got 3 Doges, bro. I've got 3.
Cool.
So I'm just looking at anything that I've had 2 of or more, I've been selling to get these better ones. So do you agree that mine's uglier than yours?
I'm gonna have to. It's close. I think the lipstick trade is just weird on the Doge. Like it's not like a feminine, masculine, male, woman thing. It just looks weird on the Doge. But that's pretty. Ours are both bad. But that's some pretty terrible traits you got right there. A bandana thing. Yeah. And then
I felt she was sitting like proper low on the floor compared to everyone else. And I just thought, you know what? She has feelings too. You know, okay, so she's not a looker. She's not the best looking dog in the pound. But, you know, she might be a nice lady. And she's actually grown on me a bit.
Really?
Okay. Well, she's not as ugly as she was when I met her.
Oh, God. She's gotten better. She's gotten better with time. She's aging like a fine wine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny, bro. That's funny.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then if we look at the last 24 hours just to see green versus red, and we got a lot of green going on here.
Oh, yeah.
Which is good to see. So the last 24 hours seem to overall have been pretty good for the NFT space, which is really, really great to see.
Dude, DJ Tunes, man, I just can't believe they were at NFT NYC. They had a whole event, and I just like, I don't even know. I just remember when they were minting, and I was just like, it's just a PFP. What's so special about this? And they have just fucking taken over. Like they're crushing it. They like, I don't know. They had this whole thing. Everyone loves them. Like they're still very strong.
What are they sitting at now?
They've. Well, last I checked, they're near 1 ETH, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, something like that. Let me see.
They went as high as 2.5, right?
Yeah, I know there's a couple of times where they pumped up because of an airdrop type deal, and then a couple of times where they came back down, obviously, after that. Let's see where they're at. They're at 0.87. But we were there, bro. Let me tell you, we were there at Mint, on Mint site, with like 2,000 minted out of the 10,000. I just sat there, and I was like, we're going to waste our money here. He's like, let's just get a few. I'm like, no, this is such a waste of money. Like, why are we doing this? Just skipped out on it, bro. Skipped out on it. And like 72 hours later, boom, 1 ETH. We were just like,
yeah, bro. But I can tell you, no, you did the right thing, bro. 2,000 sold out of 10,000, 99% of the time that's going to.
They weren't even moving, dude. They weren't even moving. Yeah. There was nothing special about them. We were just like, this is dumb. We were not in the bit. We were just coming. We were cool in the cooling off period. There wasn't like anything crazy happening. And we were like, this is just a bad move. This is not a smart move. High risk, high reward. I mean, if it goes up, but like, I just wasn't really take that risk in that kind of market. Because for every DJ tunes, there's a fucking stupid tunes that doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
and you just
exactly.
So, yeah.
And listen, I'll be quite honest. I think DJ tunes is like 2 months old now. It still needs to be tested. You know, it's too fresh to say whether it's still gonna, what it's gonna do. But yeah, listen, it kept coming on my radar for a long time from when it launched. You know, kept being in the top 15 chart, kept going up when everything was going down. So definitely an interesting one. Interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, should we look at some news, my man? Let's see what's going on here.
Let's do it. What's going on?
So as I was saying earlier, the S&P 500 has suffered its worst first half hit since 1970. Since 1970. Yeah. The last 6 months have been the worst since 1970. So that's not so nice. I actually wanted to jump onto Dune. I hope this doesn't make me sound funny. Am I still okay?
It's okay. It's not bad. It's like every now and then it'll get really choppy, but for the most part, it's fine.
All right. So what I wanted to see, because the month is finished, I wanted to see these stats properly here, because now we can get a better idea. All right. So the monthly volume closed for June, 696 million. That's the lowest that we've had since July last year, when no one knew about
Yeah.
NFTs. There were maybe 100,000 active wallets. I mean, if you just look at this turnover versus the months before, it's just insane.
Well, it's the for me it's fine. Like when I see something like that, it's okay. Like I think for me, since I come in as a content creator, I don't actually care as much. I just know that the word NFTs is more mainstream than it was a year ago. Like it just is. Like there's no way to put it. It's way more mainstream than it is. The price action's different because the market's down. But I mean, I've seen the narrative of NFTs are dying. I'm like, okay, well then you also have to say the entire world economy is dying at the same time. You can't just say NFTs are dying and say it's because NFTs are a scam. You have to say the entire market is down and NFTs are the most speculative asset in the market. So of course NFTs are down. It's not like a surprise if the whole world goes
Well,
down.
I actually think floor prices have held up pretty well in
They hold
ETH
up
terms.
strong. Yeah,
In
I agree.
ETH
I agree.
in ETH terms,
Yeah, but people know
they
about them,
have.
dude. People know about them. I mean, I'm not interested so much. I've never been interested in the gambling side that much. I mean, it's fun to talk about, but it's not something I particularly love and particularly see something that's very. I don't see a longevity factor in the gambling side as big as it has been. I think it'll be more chill in the sense that crypto is more chill. A lot of people just dollar cost their way into Bitcoin, Ethereum, call it a day, and that's kind of it. And with NFTs, we have the blockchain, we have the Web3 culture that I think is going to be more important, and that's what I'm focusing on anyway. I'm building my IP. That's what you're doing, just building your IP, building your name, building your face in the space, being somebody in the space. So that, I mean, there's already people who are multimillionaires coming into the space because they see opportunity, they see the blockchain. That's the conversations they're having. The people who are winning in the space aren't talking about which picture they traded last week. They're talking about like the technology and how they can utilize it to their business and how it makes sense to tokenize their idea and to apply it and, set up corporations and do all this stuff. Like that's where the money and opportunities are. It's just an industry that's coming. That's really, really at the beginning. And I'm excited about the industry, dude. Like people are worried about the market. I'm like, no, you should be looking at the industry, not the market. The market's small subset of the entire industry, and the industry will be here. The market's going to go up and down and up and down, but the industry, people are still building, dude. I was there at NFT NYC. I saw the people there firsthand who were building, but like they're actually building. There's people with a lot of money who are very fucking excited to be there, and they're just getting started, and they don't give a rat's ass what kind of market we're in.
Yeah, I agree. I'm very, very bullish on blockchain technology and all that has to offer, and how it's going to be everything in our lives. Everything from every part of your life. When you go to a shop, it's going to be your membership card, and when you go, to McDonald's, it's going to be your loyalty card, and it's going to be your bond. It's going to be your marriage certificate. It's going to be everything. I do believe that, very much so. But I do think that NFTs as a use case of blockchain technology is not necessarily the future. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
So I think that's why I think there will be those amazing handful of ones that will always have that significance, and that's why I'm sort of transition like my personal portfolio to those. But I do think we're just touching the surface with NFT technology, and that novelty of it being an NFT is starting to wear off now. And you can't just launch any PFP collection and have it sell out anymore. And I don't know that we'll ever get back to where we were on the NFT side, even though we're progressing on the blockchain side, right?
Well, we've seen that you have to know more about what's going on to drop okay. It's super counterintuitive because we're having mint drops that are free that have no anything and they're still selling out. So there's always going to be an aspect of gambling.
Some of them are not. Some of the free ones are not selling out.
Okay. That case, then there's just
gas is 15 gwei.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
So
you have to know
$10.
for a lot of projects right now that are launching that are trying to be legit. They're starting to realize that the barrier to entry is a bit higher than they thought. And there's a little bit, it's hard to launch the project and get to sell out for people to jump on board. And I think the biggest thing that founders can take from this right now is the same thing that is kind of like a lesson that not that I teach, but I embody on my channel, which is you just make it happen regardless of your supporters and haters. Like I will get to the top of YouTube with or without a single subscriber that's there. Like whether or not they leave or stick around, I'm still going to win. So it's like, you can jump on board with me. I'll take you. But if you leave, I don't care. Like I'm still going to win at the top. And the project founders have to go with that mentality. Because right now what I'm seeing a lot of is they're waiting for permission from the community. They're like, well, they're really upset about this. And I'm like, no, like just do your shit and make it happen. like convince them by doing it. Just like they will jump on board once you do it. So just make sure you do it. Don't worry about trying to appease them and floor prices. Your floor price is going to likely be shot no matter what you do because we're in this kind of market. So just do your shit, accomplish your goals that you want to do, build your brand, build your IP, make the content, and just win. Just like win on your own, and then like they will jump on as you win. But I think people are waiting for permission. I put this tweet out the other day. I was like, people are scared to do live streams because someone might not show up. I'm like, bro, you got to make them show up. You got to do stuff to earn their support. You can't just do a live stream and like ask people to show up or do a project and get people to want to join and then start. Like you just start it and they'll join you after you start. And it's frustrating. Like I saw a lot of that stuff at NFT NYC too. People coming up and pitching ideas to you and trying to get you on board. I'm like, so is this like a thing that you're not going to do unless I jump on with you kind of thing? Or are you like already doing this? Like, well, we're trying to get funding. We're trying to do this and that. I'm like, yeah, but you haven't done anything. Why the fuck would I give you money or follow your Twitter if you haven't done anything? That makes no sense to me. Like if you're already doing something and you're going to win anyway, and I see that, then of course I'm going to follow you. Of course if I was a VC, like of course I would invest in you. But if you don't have anything, you're waiting for permission. That's not the kind of person I would invest in.
Yeah, so there's that famous saying in like retail, if you want to do a shopping center or whatever, build it and they will come.
Yeah,
that's what you
exactly,
that's what you
exactly.
say. 100%. I agree. Yeah. I agree with that. I think there's also good things happening as a result of this. So that quick flip mentality, which people were coming into projects not even knowing the project name or roadmap or anything about it, and only buying it if they could 2x, 5x. Those guys are not active anymore because you can't do that anymore. You can have a million whitelists. None of them are 5xing at the moment. And that's good for the space. It's actually forcing people to say, okay, look, I know that they're not going to mint out. I know the floor price is going to be shot, but I believe in this project long term, and therefore I want to hold the NFT long term. So we're getting back to those sort of grassroots that we used to have. And that's good to see. It's good to see community again and people finding out about the project and, saying, look, I don't care how many people have minted. I'm going to mint this because I believe in what the vision and what they're building,
Right,
so that's good.
100%, dude.
Let's see what else we got here. You saw this OpenSea data breach with email addresses. Did you get an email?
Oh my God, yes, of course I fucking got an email. Everyone got an email, dude. Everyone's email got leaked on that thing.
So we've become OpenSea's become centralized. That's the bottom line. They know exactly who you are and they're sharing your information unintentionally,
so
right?
Fucked, bro. I'm so annoyed by that. It's just like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck?
So an employee of OpenSea was able to get all of our email addresses. Be careful if you receive any email purporting to be from OpenSea. Do not click on any links in those emails because it might not be them, which anyway, we should all know. Don't click on anything in an email, honestly, at all. Always check it on the source. They've got their own Discord, OpenSea. They've got their own Twitter. You can always go on and double check. Don't click on links is the moral of the story.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, you just can't trust literally anything, right? I'm getting texts from random companies. I don't know if you've started getting texts, but I'm getting texts every single day from random numbers saying like, hey, like whatever, like it's just some bullshit scam. And I'm like, where are these people getting my phone number?
Bro,
ridiculous.
All day.
Like, go away.
This was 8 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, those kind of things, dude. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like,
8 o'clock tonight. So I mean, like literally like 2 hours ago. Urgent attention. Do you know how many millions of dollars I've won? So you know what I always do? I always block them straight away. I just block them so that they can't send me another message.
Yeah, that's probably smart. I don't know how it works. Like I don't know if it's one of those they just ping the thing and like they have your number no matter what. And
they send it to thousands, hundreds of thousands of numbers, and some lonely idiot thinks they just got $5 million and starts conversing with them.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, you have to pay us $100 in order for us to get the signatory and whatever. I don't know.
Well, what's his name? Jack Dorsey. His thing is making sense now. Like Jack Dorsey's Web 5 shit. Like I saw, who was it? Maybe Journey Crypto potentially put a tweet out there. He was like,
"Damn, doing a Web 7."
Well, the Web 5 idea made sense, and the idea that he's right. I mean, the centralized exchanges have all your shit, and like that is true. It just depends on like how far decentralized we want to go. Like Gary Vee did this good talk on his YouTube channel the other day. he was like, how decentralized can you go and make it successful? Like how can a DAO actually work? He's like, probably not. And if you have full decentralization, you have all control over your passwords, all control of your social information, all your accounts, all your money. There's no bank system helping you. That's fine. But if anything goes wrong, it's all in you. And there's no support line. There's no customer service. Like that's what the banks do for you. And so like, that's where we saw in NFTs. Everyone wanted to have, decentralization, crypto. But then if someone lost their NFT, now they're complaining to OpenSea. Now they're complaining to the banks. I'm like, look, that's not how it works. You can't have one or the other. You either have high risk, high reward, or low risk for low reward,
Yeah. But even now, if NFTs, if this game was not decentralized, there'd be bailouts, like we saw in the economy, which would be great,
right.
But here there's no such thing as that. Look, I think what's really interesting is like you see a company like Bored Ape Yacht Club, and purely in their plans to move the project forward through their metaverse play and ApeCoin, they forced everyone to KYC. You had to, in order for them to be able to legally be able to launch their coin and their metaverse play. So that they could deliver value to you, they have to get your information. So you're right. At some point, if these projects and these really want to go mainstream, there has to be some level of community, service, them knowing you, having your email address in case something goes wrong. I don't know, whatever it is. And then you can't have it both ways. But it's interesting because that's what happened with Bored Ape Yacht Club. Everyone was, how can they make us KYC? I'm not signing up for this, right? I don't know. And in the end of the day, it's not even that. It's all on the blockchain anyway. Everything you do is there. It's not like you hiding. It can be traced.
I agree. Yeah, man. I mean, we're just right now in this kind of market, it's just a whole lot of, I mean, it's always been speculation with bull markets and bear markets, like just in general. In either market, you're going to have speculation. But in this kind of market, you're seeing the toxicity come out in people and the insecurities of people and fucking just baggage that people have on their own just personal life, just bring into the NFT space. And like, that's going to happen. But it's just, you're seeing a lot of that. So I think it's important to audit yourself and who you're following, what kind of content you're consuming, who you're seeing on a daily basis, because those people do shape your mentality and your perspective of life. If you see 12 good posts in a row that are positive, and then you go about your day, you're gonna have a better day than you seeing 12 negative posts. You're just gonna be in a negative mindset. And so like, I'm very particular with who I follow. Like, I don't follow people on Twitter unless I think they provide me value on Twitter. Like, just because I follow you on
100%.
TikTok doesn't mean I'm gonna follow you on Twitter. Like, if you do good shit on TikTok, I'll follow you on TikTok. But if you do bullshit on Twitter, I'm not going to follow you. If you do whitelist giveaways every 10 seconds, I'm not following you on Twitter. So it's like, it's not one of those like ratio things that people talk about. They're like, just follow people. Like, it should be about building your network. I'm like, no, motherfucker. I want to make sure my newsfeed doesn't look like shit. I want to follow people who help me out, And so, yeah.
I think that's really important. I really do. And I think a lot of people don't think of it, but you've got to curate. If you're getting a lot of your information or alpha from Twitter, you've got to curate who you're following with your notifications on. So I don't do what you're doing. I follow a lot of people, and I do all these whitelist pre-mints I've got to follow, but I only have bell notifications for what you're saying. People that I highly respect in the space, or friends like you, or people that I know are aligned with my thinking, right? Or like you saying, like positive people. So I'm not going to mention any names, but there's a big guy in the space. I don't know him personally at all. He's got like God knows how many Bored Apes, and every second is like, oh, I just bought this with his like new this, and in the background his new car and his new this, and once in a while some decent alpha on Yuga Labs, and I just thought, fuck it, no. And I didn't unfollow him, but I just took the notifications off. I'm not interested. So I do think that's really important to curate your news feeds carefully.
And plus, we have different goals. Yeah, like you said, you have different goals for your. I don't get as much. I don't have. I guess I don't look at Twitter as a place to get alpha as much because I'm not focused on that. That's not the majority of my channel content isn't around that. My only focus is content and building my IP as just my name of Joyage Kingdom and Cade. Like, I'm trying to build that name, so it doesn't matter as much about following as many people for where I'm going, right? Like, and Tom with his YouTube channel. Because I've been telling him, I'm like, dude, you need to do more content about business. Like, talk about the things you're working on, what you want to do, what your goals are, your aspirations. Like we talk on Tea Time, do that on your channel, because people who follow you don't even know this. Like, unless they watch Tea Time on my channel, they're not going to know. He's like, I know this. He's like, I'm trying to do more. He goes, but my focus isn't as much on video. Like your focus is on video because that's where you bring your value. That's the product you're selling is your IP. He goes, I'm trying to build a business separate. Like my business is my play, and my YouTube is kind of how I document and like other stuff. But it's like business first, then YouTube. And for me, it's opposite. It's YouTube, everything. Business is down here, but it comes along with my YouTube and my brand. So it's just different goals. You know, like we're working on different things, different styles of YouTube. So it's, I mean, yeah, those things affect it, I think, for sure.
100%. I saw you posted a really interesting post that I responded to, but I haven't checked who else responded or what they said. You said next week's your 24th birthday. Anyone over 24, can you give me like one inspirational or life advice or whatever? What were some of the good ones that you remember? Yeah, pull it up. I think it's such an interesting case study. I mean, just to see, you know.
Yeah, that was actually that fucking tweet did really well. A lot of people were excited to respond, I think. I knew a lot. So for me, like a majority of my people are a bit older. Like I have a lot of people in the 18 to 24, but I'd say a vast majority are in the 24 to 55 range, actually, for my content, which is interesting. And it's good because that's kind of how I curated it. But here's one that was good. Don't let others impose their limiting beliefs that they have on their own life and let that, you know, fuck with yours, basically. That was like a really big one that I saw that I retweeted. Like there's a couple in here that I retweeted. If I saw, there's a lot of these I just randomly fucking missed somehow. Like I guess Twitter's giving me all the notifications. I saw your answer, do what you love what you do. You'll never work a day in your life. I've heard that. That's a great piece of advice because that's true. That's how it is for me right now in my life. Like the things that I love doing most are what always bring me the biggest returns because I'm the most passionate about those.
Yeah.
Here's one. As tough and frustrating things get, they always work out as they always have should. Sorry, they always work out how they should. And it's not always how you planned originally, which I agree with because that's how my life has always been. It's just things will work out in ways I didn't realize later. And I'll be like, oh, like, thank God that happened now that I think about it. And another one is never think you're the smartest in the room. If you are, you're in the wrong room. It's like they say,
be careful. Yeah, be careful what you pray for. You might just get it.
Exactly. Yeah, you never know. I'm fucking too young
because you don't know. You don't know what's best. You don't. No one knows what's best. You might think in that moment this is best for me, and like really want it to happen, but it maybe isn't. You know, best for you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Like when I missed out on that Gary Vee, I made that. I told that story 100 times now. It felt like the worst day of my life. And now I don't even care. Like, it's just a funny story now. Like, it doesn't even matter anymore. Like, there's a point now, I think, in like a few months where I'm not even going to bother wanting to tell that story to Gary anymore. Like, it was like a big thing for me to like, I want to tell him that story because it'd be so funny to be like, oh, I was going to have a chance to talk to you. And like, it didn't happen because I fucked it up. But now it's like, it's been so long that I'm like, dude, I don't even care to like tell him that anymore. And it's just crazy because like at that point, that was all I could think about for a few weeks. And then Nate, you know NFT Nate. So NFT Nate said, stay fit because it's hard to get back. Adding a pound of fat a year makes you 10 pounds heavier in 10 years. That'll creep up. We need Cade to be sexy at 34.
You talk about missing, don't get married. Don't get married. I don't agree with that. Marriage was the best thing that happened. I'll tell you, speaking of marriage and speaking of Gary Vee, you missing that Gary Vee thing, I'll tell you two things. So this is, I really, and I'll give away my age now, I really loved Bryan Adams. I don't know if you even fucking know who Bryan Adams is.
Tell me.
A singer, like an amazing singer from the 80s, right? Like a guitarist, I don't know, sort of country pop, whatever. Love Bryan Adams. I still do. I mean, really love him. Anyway, I think we had just had the twins, so about 10 years ago, and I see that Bryan Adams is coming to South Africa. So I emailed Bianca, my wife, and I say to her, please book. Please book. She writes back, I will. And then I forget about it, right? So then I hear like, you know, I start hearing like just randomly, oh, Bryan Adams concert is this weekend. So I phoned Bianca. I said to her, Boo, did you get the ticket? She's like, oh my God, I completely forgot. So I said to her, my words were, don't worry, it's completely fine. These things happen. But inside, right, I was so disappointed, not angry, disappointed, right? I really wanted to go. You know, you don't get opportunities here to see like people you love often. They don't often come to South Africa. Anyway, you got to, happy wife, happy life, and all of that, and you got to, you can't be angry with mistakes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I promise you, bro, like the next night or something, I'm listening to the radio randomly, and they say, we've got 100 tickets for Bryan Adams' concert. You have to do this and that, and that. It was like midnight. So I did all of it. We ended up winning these tickets, bro. We got, because it was owned by the radio station, we were in the front row. Okay. Front row. Bro, I thought I wasn't going. I was so disappointed. I reacted right with my wife. I wasn't angry. And boom, here it came. Bro, when he walked out on stage, okay, this is going to sound so stupid, and started playing his guitar, I burst out crying. I could see him right in front of me. And here I thought I'd lost this opportunity. And there he came. And like, it was incredible. And it just made me think of it when you said, like,
and you save money.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, it was incredible. Dude, so the moral of the story is, don't get angry with your wife. She's also a human.
Yeah, huge moral. Well, yeah, just in general, like don't jump to a conclusion that just because it didn't work that was gonna be the best. You just never know. Like there's it's like those stories where they're like, man, my I slept in and I missed work. It's like the night, like, well, I remember there's a story that was told when I was younger with 11. He slept in, go to work, and then 9/11 happened. It killed everyone in my work. I just didn't show up that day because I just didn't go. And I was like, he probably, before it happened, was like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have missed work, or like whatever he was thinking. And then he didn't die. And I'm like, wow, like you really never really know what's going to happen. And so there's no reason to pretend like you don't. Random shit happens all the time. So.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of amazing stories with 9/11 like that. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys. Like this one guy was supposed to catch a plane for a meeting in the towers that day, and something happened. I don't know what happened, but something for his family. Not too terrible. His wife said, I've got this horrible feeling. Please don't go. And instead of saying, like, shut up, you stupid woman, and jumping on a plane, he listened to it. And or whatever. Lots of, not even with wives, lots of stories. There's lots of stories with people. On the one side, the truth is that I think if you take a building that is that big and you say, okay, it has capacity of that amount of people, there's definitely going to be people that was going to go and don't go every day to that building with that capacity, right? But some of the stories are quite amazing. They really are.
Yeah, they really are, dude. Oh, also, this is a question that goes back to our NFTs, because I know we got sidetracked talking about life and stuff, but what was it like? Because I wasn't able to talk to you after you got your Bored Ape, because you got your Bored Ape way faster than I thought, and then I had an NFT NYC. What's it like having an NFT, having the Bored Ape as your NFT? What's it like having that in your wallet, owning it?
So I honestly I personally don't feel different. I have noticed in Discords my tickets are answered a bit quicker, which I don't feel any different. I like you funny. Change it and you feel great. Just in general, like I really like had a sole focus of building my way up, and I'm proud that I was able to do it and all the rest. But then the next day you forget about it. It's like you don't even know what your PFP really like. So I don't know. It's more of it's just, I don't know. For me, it's like it signifies I've really put a lot of work in the last year into the space in general. A huge amount of time and energy. I know a year is not long, but it does feel like I've got something to show for it, and that's a nice feeling, But other than that, it makes no difference. I'm still me, I'll be me with or without the ape, and so. But I'm always like that. Like I'm not a flashy type of person in life. I'm saying I've got a 7-year-old Merc that I bought 7 years ago, and I've got no need to change it. I drive like maybe 20 minutes to work every day, so I don't need anything more. I mean, it's old now, bro.
Everybody in the road doesn't even know you have a Bored Ape. Unreal.
Yeah. You know what I should do? I should wrap the Merc with my Bored Ape. But I mean, even like I said, you said maybe I should wear some of my watches. I don't know. I don't want to be I don't know. Yours, I completely get. Like yours is different. I'm saying, like I don't want to. I don't know. I'm just like. Yeah, when
it depends what you like. Like it depends what you like. Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like honestly, and there might be a period in a couple months where you're like, fuck it, I want to be flashy. I don't know why. I just feel like being flashy. Like, I don't know why this watch came out. I just like the way it looks, and I bought it like 2 years ago, and I've only worn it like 5 times.
I think it's like
And so
it adds
I
that.
like it.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it's
But I'm just
silver.
saying,
It's
like,
red. I like the colors. It kind of matches. Like, I don't know. The red is sort of the red with this, and I don't know. It fits like
that's
my black
cool.
and white. Like, I just like. I feel like it fits my persona with the rings and my tattoo. I like how it looks with my tattoo right here. Whenever I talk, like it has like my watch and then has my tattoo right here, and so it almost like draws attention to my mushroom tattoo that I feel like goes underlooked a lot.
I love it.
So,
I'm not saying that yours is a flex. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
in general in life, in the beginning, when I came into a bit of money and whatever through work and earned a bit of money, I was never flashy. I was,
Mm-hmm.
and I, in the very beginning, I started wearing these fancy watches. I'm saying the very beginning, and but I'm saying, like, for the last 15 years, I've just, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I wear this bracelet, and you've seen my necklace, which I don't wear out, and whatever,
Wait, I
beautiful
haven't seen
necklace.
that. Hold on, let me see it. Have I seen that?
So
Oh, I have seen that before, once or twice, but I don't know anything about it.
all of this is just sentimental. That's all it is. Both the necklace, and it's a beautiful gold necklace, and the matching bracelet, they were given to me by my parents,
Oh wow,
and
that's awesome.
so it signifies that to me. It's not like, and every little thing that I've got on here, one's from the kids, one's from Bianca, one's from my parents,
Oh
one's
man.
from Bianca's parents, just over the years. So it's sentimental. It's not like, oh, look, I've got a, whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
that's
mean,
why I
that's
have
just,
these. Partially the reason. I mean, I want to like I gave so my I used to have a ring, a pinky ring finger, or sorry, not a pinky, yeah, a pinky ring. I used to have a pinky ring, and it was a camera, like a camera that looked just like my actual camera. And I've been waiting to give that to Fidel for a year. He was my first ever NFT collector, and I was like, okay, he's also one of the biggest photographers in the space, so he's also a photographer, so it makes sense. And I've been wearing that ring, purposely putting some wear and tear into it so that one day I'd be able to meet him and give it to him. And that day was in NFT NYC. I tried to get in contact with him the whole week. We were both busy doing other shit. Finally, the last day, I was like, dude, where are you right now? I will come to you right now. I don't know how much time he had. He said, I have a dinner in 30 minutes. I'm walking there right now. Can you meet me at this corner? We'll just walk together, smoke a blunt. And I said, yes, I will be there right now. So I booked it from where I literally ran half a mile to get there. Saw him, hung out with him, talked to him for a while. We walked past one of the bars and clubs that he took photos at for his NFT collection, and I gave him my ring at the end, and it was like the best. It was like one of the best days like ever. It was fucking awesome. So that's why part of the reason I have some of these rings.
Did he give you one back?
No, he didn't know I was going to give it to him. I just was like, oh, by the way, I almost forgot at the very end when I was like dropping him off. Like, okay, like, see, I was like, oh shit, my ring. And I gave it to him. He's like, oh, I don't have anything. I was like, dude, I don't care. You bought my NFT.
Yeah.
He got me into the space. Without him, I never would have had anything. And I wouldn't have even known to start doing anything. I wasn't even thinking at that point to do content. I was doing my vlog content with my traveling. And he's the one who like gave me like 12 people in my Discord. And I was like, shit, maybe I should do NFT content. And that's when I started to really ramp it up. And without that little boost of like 10 people in my Discord, like probably 50 new followers on Twitter, a couple people going like, who is this NFT art, like this NFT creator, photographer dude? And I was like, oh, like that's me. Like, I guess I can do this. And so he literally launch padded me in. And so part of the reason I still wear these is because at some point, I'll upgrade. Like there's some rings that I want to buy that are very expensive. I just like rings. Rings are my favorite form of thing. So there's a couple I want that are really expensive. So these will be retired at some point, but they're very special to me. So I want to give these to like my kids or like wife or something like that at some point. So I wear these until then. That way it means something to them, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly it. That's exactly right. It's sentimental, and that's what my Bored Ape is to me. It's sentimental. It represents like a year of sacrifice and hard work, and that's what it is to me. It's not anything more than that.
Ape. It's a great Bored Ape, dude. That's a fucking good one. It's a good one. Like, here, let me show you something. So my friend Devin and Lux, they just dropped their own project. They've been working on it for a long time called Wolf Boy, and I minted one, and it's a very clean, simple Wolf Boy. I just love it. It only has a few traits. It's very clean. I love the beige, and that's
it reminds me a little bit of your Walker guy that you've got the thing of. Just the face look.
Oh,
it reminds me of
yeah,
Crypto,
right.
your goon. Yeah.
My goons. Yeah. Goons, you're right. It does kind of actually. You're right. That's cool. That's just funny. A lot of the goons are in this project. The goons love the Wolf Boys.
Yeah, because you can see it's a similar type art style in a way. Just that's what I thought of when I saw it. But yeah, no, it looks clean. Looks good.
Yeah, I
And
like the
Bianca's
simple.
painting. Bianca's busy painting my new Bored Ape so I can put it on the wall
Let's
behind me.
go. Let's
Shame, man. She's
go.
so supportive. I'm so lucky, man.
Man,
Really
so
and
lucky.
truly.
So awesome.
So let's get into a little bit of NFT news, my brother.
Yeah.
Facebook begins testing Ethereum and Polygon NFTs on its platform. Social
Wow.
media giant Meta has begun testing NFT features on its largest subsidiary, Facebook. For the time being, the test is only available to a select number of US-based creators and involves them being able to showcase both Ethereum and Polygon NFTs on their profile by liking their crypto wallets. It's an interesting one because for me, it's a good fit. I really do. I think it's a good fit because they've got a huge database. What have they got? Like 1 billion people signed up to Facebook or whatever.
Yep.
And it is mostly people sharing things that mean stuff to them. So I personally do think it's a better fit in my mind than a Coinbase or a Shopify by far because it's targeted at end users, which NFTs are. Whereas Shopify is more like company and business to business. So I don't know. It's an interesting one. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's interesting. I don't know what the crowd at Facebook's going to think about this. They already don't like it. And so what I think mainly here, for me, it doesn't really matter if it works right now. It's more the fact that they're just being introduced to the idea, seeing the word plastered, seeing people buy into it. They're going to see a couple of their friends buy it. And probably in 8 or 9 months, they'll be like, okay, like, what is this shit? And then they'll finally click on a couple links. They'll learn a couple things. At that point, NFTs will be a little more legitimized. The gamblers are out of the space. The bullshit, massive news articles of X person sells NFT for $1 billion aren't going to be the main headlines. It's going to be, and company comes in and utilizes NFTs to do this for good. And it's going to be, oh, so this is like legit. It's not some bullshit. And I think that's where we're really headed. So I don't care if this works or not. It's more about just the fact that they're trying and they're just trying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not like a marketplace like a Coinbase or a Shopify. Basically, just like you can show your interests on Facebook, like the books you like or the TV programs you like, they're going to make a digital collectible section where you can link your wallet to just show your friends the NFTs you like. So I think that's quite bullish in general because someone like me that, even like the wolf behind me, that's literally a floor price of 0. I love that. And that's there. And I'd like to show that to people. It's not, doesn't necessarily have to be, the best ones or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think the amount of times I've try to explain to my family what an NFT is and, sent them a picture of it or whatever. Here I can just on Facebook, send them a DM and say, here's the one I was talking about or whatever. So I think it's cool.
Very cool. And I see that you're on WGMI's Media's page. It's pretty cool. I'm actually talking to them right now. Potential something. Can't tell exactly.
So they give you this content for free, but when I utilize something a lot, and I do utilize WGMI Media a lot, I went on, their floor price was at the time 0.05, and I just bought one and kept it. I've even put it in my hidden folder because it's just me supporting them because I do come here and they got a nice newsletter that comes out daily. So I thought, look, I'm utilizing it. I want to support them, and I just bought a floor NFT. I think I do get better access because, but I mean, there was nothing that I couldn't see that I bought it for. But
you just get extra things. You get extra stuff if you're a part of their community. And so I'm talking to them right now about coming in and helping out potentially, or some type of deal. I don't know all the details yet. We're meeting in a couple of days. So we'll see how that goes right now. Because I like what they're doing. I like that they're pushing the education side. I like that they're trying to grow, trying to become a media company. I think that's really fun. And, I'm down to see what we can work out there. And, I'm a single person.
Listen, they're a notable team and a well-respected team in the space. And, I think good for them. And I think you'd be great for them. And I think they'd be great for you. So if you can do something there, I think that's really bullish.
It might be fun.
Did you know that Ryder Rips look like this?
No, I did not know he looked like that. That's funny.
Yeah, and that's the Bored Ape Yacht Club lady, and that's Ryder Rips. So Yuga files a lawsuit.
Who is that girl? Is that the what's her name again?
That's the spokes lady for Bored Ape.
For Yuga, right?
With them. Yeah, for Yuga, yeah.
Is that the one that she went on the interview, right? On YouTube that I've seen? Dude, she's so beautiful. My God. Oh
Ah,
gosh, you're so
you heard it here first, the alpha.
no, not even first, bro. I've said that shit multiple times on my channel too. She is beautiful. Oh God, I'll
All
ask
right.
her on a
Well, at
date
least
one
I'm
day.
learning. I'm learning your taste in girls. So that's
Badass
interesting. All
bitches,
right.
dude. Badass. Well, not. I don't want to say badass bitches. Boss ass women. How about that? Boss ass women. I
Yeah,
love.
I like
It's
that
weird.
better.
I've transitioned. I used to love like when they needed help with fucking everything. I think that's just part of growing up, and then you start to realize like that's not particularly interesting anymore. It's kind of annoying, and then you're like, oh, they can do
Yeah,
their own shit. That's actually way cooler. And so I'm a way bigger
yeah,
fan. I just don't have time to like be there at everything. Like I want them doing their own shit, and so especially now in this space, there's so many girls out there crushing it that I'm like, yeah, that's the type of person I want to be with. Someone who's doing their own stuff without any of my help, doesn't need my permission or anything like that. Like that's cool to me. And so yeah, I think that's definitely part of the reason why she's so hot to me.
yeah, for sure. She's an independent woman. So the interesting thing is that they are just suing him for copyright for using the images.
Yes,
Breach of copyright, right? And they're saying that it brought down the value of their collection
it
as a
did.
result of. So they're not in any way, answering the accusations or whatever, but that's what they're suing him for. The funny thing is that he did a tweet a few months ago because he's been doing this for a while. Working on this and saying things about Yuga, saying never in a million years will Yuga Lab sue me. Well, here we go. Not even a year later, Yuga Labs is suing Rider
And they're
Rips.
gonna fucking win, dude.
And they
They're
have
gonna
to,
probably
bro.
win.
They have to protect their copyright.
Yeah,
What's stopping if they don't take action? What's stopping everyone from doing the same thing? And these were like identical, bro. These were like
they
not
are.
like inspired by, and there's no way like this was a direct copy, right?
Yeah, it wasn't good. And I also like I just don't understand like the whole video. I watched the documentary twice. The whole video was well done as far as the documentary from a video production angle. It was very well put together. It was very persuasive. Obviously, the whole thing was to get you to hate Boardy Yacht Club, and at the end they had a call to action, which is buy this NFT, which is it just didn't make any sense to the idea. I mean, this is what I'm just echoing what other people are saying, like the idea that they're just going to drop a collection that has all the same traits that they were just talking about being racist, and then they're going to drop in their own collection. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, isn't that counterintuitive to everything you just said in the whole video? So, I mean, I'm with everybody else on it. I thought that
So,
was fucking
so
weird. But
the really interesting thing here is that forget all that, like all of that. The thing that this guy's been saying, which is actually very interesting, a technical NFT debate,
mhm,
is he's saying that technically the NFT is actually the NFT that you get from any collection is the actual NFT is only a container for an image. It is
mhm,
not the image itself,
right.
right? And therefore he was proving, and he went about it a stupid way, but this side of the argument is very legitimate. He was proving that he could give you the same picture as another collection as a different NFT
Mhm,
because he didn't go right click and save 10,000 images, even though he could have. He didn't. He was able through technology to use their thing and put it in a new container, and
yeah,
and that is a loophole, and it is something that it needs to be sorted out in
yeah,
general, just about whether it can be done or not. That's the crux of this, the way he went about it and everything. Like we've both spoken about it and we've gone on deep dives on our channels and whatever, but I'm just saying in general that so he tried this out with a crypto punk about 8 months ago, and he ended up getting one crypto punk, and he copied it completely but used their contract to put a new NFT together, didn't right click and save, and and used his contract to use their contract, and they DMCA'd him. It ended up being taken down. And when he responded with this technical response, they ended up dropping the DMCA.
yeah. I mean,
And
it's
that
true. It's
image
true. It's
came
a different
back.
token. It's a different token.
Yeah. So it's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. He shot himself
Well,
in the foot by doing it this way because he put himself in the wrong.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think what's interesting to me is I think on both sides of the fence, some people are mad, or some people are confused that Boyd Yacht Club didn't come after him for the racist allegation part. So the one side of the argument is people are saying they didn't do that because they don't want to draw more attention to that, and they were maybe scared that there were some things that were right about his racist claims. And the other side is they were just like, no, from a legal standpoint, it makes better sense to sue him on this side. I don't know which side it is. I'm just fucking glad that I'm not on either side as far as like being a warrior on either side. I'm just chilling with my camera on the sidelines, filming everything. Like I'm chilling, dude. Like I don't particularly care what happens. I don't have a Bored Ape Yacht Club, so I'm like, all right, well, let's just see what happens. You know, like good luck to Philip. He's out there with his ape. I hope everything goes well, because otherwise
Thank you. Look,
but like
I've watched it in absolute depth. I really have. I'm a proud Jewish guy. That's my background. So naturally, I was really interested in the Nazi stuff, the stuff against Jews, just because, you know, if I felt it targeted me, and all of what I saw there was absolute bullshit. So them throwing the bananas in the game, they said looked like a swastika. It looked nothing like a fucking swastika. They said like people listing for 0.8 for 88
that one was the worst.
8.
That one was
that
the
equals
worst.
HH, which is Hail Hitler, which is absolute rubbish. They said the helmet usually has an ace in. They changed it to a jack, and the jack looks like the anti-Jew symbol, Jew. Rubbish. So all, you know, for me, obviously, I don't want to be a part of the collection that's anti anything. Like, you know, but for me, the main thing was like, look, if these guys, whoever they are, who created this collection to try and be Nazis or whatever, I'm selling, and I can sell even now and make a profit. I can get out. It's not like I'm holding on because I'm writing it down. I would have sold immediately. I'm proud, and I won't allow it. You know, there's nothing more important to me than that. So I can only talk on the Jewish stuff. That's all I can. The rest I can't. And that stuff all seemed like rubbish. There were a couple of things there that were like, oh my God. And one of them was the logo. The logo really looks like what they say it was taken from. But in Yuga's response letter that they sent, he showed his original emails to the designers showing what they wanted the logo to look like. And they came up with that. And he screenshotted those emails from a year and a half ago. So, you know, also
it's possible. You know, you don't know. That can also be fabricated, but I wouldn't be surprised.
100%.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the ones were a joke. I don't think it was as even if it was true that there was some things that were like really distasteful. I don't think it came from a place of malice and trying to be evil. I think maybe if they did, which I wouldn't be surprised if they did, it was a 4chan joke. I have no problem. I think maybe it was a joke, and they were just like, fuck it, let's just throw this funny thing in.
You know, the other thing is I run a medium business, and I know that I rely on a lot of people for a lot of things in my business world outside of NFTs. And I'm, you know, you say, okay, find a designer for headwear for our NFT collection, and I want it to be military inspired.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably the extent of it. Exactly. And then, you know, they come back, they look at it, it looks like military. Great, let's go, let's run it.
And back then it was different, dude. They weren't who they are now. They were just a random small project, so they didn't know anything.
But I'm just saying, they didn't draw. They're not artists in the space. They technology guys, nerds, Web3 guys. They aren't the artists. They want military helmets. That's what they want. That's what they got. And afterwards, now this guy's pointing out, it might have been no shit. Like, we didn't know that was a helmet from, you know, that terrible conflict or whatever. Yeah. I do think where there's smoke, there's fire. And I do think that some of it, very few points. He would have been better to keep to the really good points, like the logo. There were one or two other things that were really quite like, oh my God, keep those. But all the other rubbish, like, honestly,
it was done for the documentary. He had to, from a documentary standpoint, add those in to build up the momentum. But the thing was, they were so bad.
I would have kept in the 5 strongest points.
I would have rather done that too.
All the rest get rid of, because
I agree.
All the other stuff, as you're looking at, you're like, no, that just loses credibility.
To us, it did. I think to other people, they were like, oh, like I saw a lot of people who don't know anything about anything, and they were like, yo, all that stuff was crazy. I'm like, oh my fucking God, you are the idiot that they're marketing this video to you. You're the dumbass watching this video who bought everything in this video and said Bored Ape Yacht Club's racist. I'm like, dude, okay, hold on. Like, a couple of things, fucked up, but I don't think it was malicious. I think they just did it, and And as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those things were true and it was a joke for them and they thought it was a funny dark humor. I understand dark humor. I have dark humor. So like I'm actually like fine with it, even if it was dark humor, even if it's super gross and grimy. I'm like, well, that's part of the internet right there. That's just how it is, especially on 4chan, especially on Reddit. That's just how it is. I don't think anyone expected Boy Bell Club to blow up to this point. And even if they did, it's not like one of those things that I don't think it was cornerstone to everything. It's just like maybe they just added as a joke, like cartoons back in the day. They have SpongeBob episodes. They have all these like old cartoons with like little sexual jokes, innuendos in the background. I'm like, yo, it was part of the game, but it wasn't like
even
the main core message, right? Yeah, dude. Like it's just, I don't know. That's how I've looked at it. I'm like, look, they're just trying to do a lot of things here.
Yeah, I can't be objective because I do own a Bored Ape and I did spend a lot of money on it, and I do have a vested interest. I wonder how no, I'm saying I can't be objective.
Yeah, I know.
So I wonder how I would feel otherwise. But definitely on the Jewish side, there was nothing there. There was nothing there that I felt offended at all. And I listened properly. Like I didn't do anything else. It's not like I listened in the background. I listened properly to each and everything they had to say in that documentary, and like on the Jewish stuff, there was nothing to me that I felt, okay, this is a target against Jews. I don't know enough of history, like I'm South African, like American history or Black history or anything to be able to judge that. And that I can't speak on, but I can just say personally on the Jewish side, there was nothing that offended me. And if there was, I would sell even if it was at a massive loss, which it wouldn't be. I can sell now and still be in profit on it. So,
damn, dude.
Yeah. Did you see Porsche, right, bro? Yeah, very big topic. Porsche is coming into the metaverse.
Oh, I did hear about this. I did hear a couple things. There hasn't been that many crazy big stories other than the couple ones we kind of covered, but I did hear about this briefly. And also, I know I have to go in like about 5 minutes. I have to do a Twitter space, but I'm still good to go. We can keep going.
Cool. It's longer than we thought, but I'll keep an eye on it. NFTPorsche.com, nft.porsche.com. At this point, all you really have to do is give them an email address and sign up. And I think it's worth doing. You got nothing to lose.
Wait,
so nft.porsche.com.
Shit, I'm about to sign up my address. I hope it's already leaked, bro. It doesn't even matter at this point.
Yeah, but just sign up. And then we've got Bentley, same thing, coming into the space.
Oh, nice.
Bentley is launching a collection. So yeah, I mean that was pretty much it. That's all I really had to cover on the news side. But I'm so happy you're back, and I'm so happy that you had such a good experience in New York, my man. And like I can hear how many good relationships and amazing things that are going to hold you in good stead. I'm so happy that you took the plunge and went. I know it's not easy, bro. It's just like get on a plane and you got a lot to do. So well done. Got exciting news. Next week we've got Tom Young's coming on. We're gonna have a sort of a tea time Freestyle Friday.
I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing it now. It's weird.
It is weird. Is it better now?
Let's close this. Say something again.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Shitty. Maybe pull up. Go back to your screen. Oh, there we go.
I closed all of it.
Ah, shit! It's bad again.
It's so weird because I closed the browser. It's so strange.
Maybe switch your input and then switch it back to your normal one or something. Maybe that'll fix it or something. I don't know. It's weird that it.
Okay, let me try. That's a good
idea.
idea.
We're good.
We good?
Yep, perfect.
We're
good.
Right,
so we have Tom next week. It's going to be fun.
All right, so we got Tom next week coming to Freestyle Friday. Really, really excited. Other than that, guys, nothing else. If you haven't already, subscribe, go on to Joyage Kingdom and like and subscribe and look after yourselves. Be kind, and we'll see you here next Friday and every Friday thereafter, unless Cade decides to go to Miami or something.
No, I think the next event was supposed to be NFT Seattle, but now that they're pushing that back. So apparently Mark, the founder or the guy putting on NFT Seattle, I just talked to him the other day, they got a bunch of interest from big people. And they were like, no, let's make this thing legit. Let's take a few extra months. Let's plan this shit. Let's get some sponsors. Let's do this right. So they're actually going to push it back and make it like a big event, I think. So I'm really excited because, Frankie Nines from Subducks is going to be a speaker there. A bunch of big speakers are coming now. I've already seen. And so I'm really excited to see how that goes, dude. Like NFTs, I mean, Seattle might be a big hub. Seattle, this should be. Seattle's fucking 100 times better than New York, in my opinion. It's way cleaner. I just think it's better in all. I've lived in Seattle for a while. I've been to New York multiple times. I really fuck with Seattle. And I think Seattle could be a big hub for NFTs. They have the NFT Seattle Museum now. I think a lot of things happening in Seattle, so I'm really excited to see what happens there. Potentially might go to Europe for the NFT UK event. I don't know yet. I know it's not going to be as interesting as New York City, so we'll see what happens there. It kind of depends on what happens the next couple of weeks. I'm in a lot of talks for business right now with I made a lot of connections to NFT NYC, and I think a lot of companies are ready to kind of step it up. And so talking to a lot of them about sponsorships and about partnerships and content creation stuff with a few different companies. So I'm excited to see what happens there, because I might be able to, have a little bit more access. If I can go full time to the point where I can employ Bryce, and Bryce can come on full time under my wing, help me really, really, get my output out there as far as helping me out with some of the editing stuff, filming lifestyle content. So I think this latter half of 2022 is going to be fucking epic.
Yeah, I think so too, for sure.
Yeah, man.
So, Cade, my brother, welcome back. And everyone watching, thank you for watching. We will see you next week, same time, same place. Cheers, guys.
Bye, peace.